Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and special snowflakes out there. I'm your host, Highway. Welcome to the Highway Podcast. Joining me, as always, is my host, Budia, aka Thug Nasty.
Bang bang.
Thank you. Charming as ever. Let's get right into this podcast. Let's not diddly daddle around. It's getting cringier by the second. We gotta tell people things before
Yeah, back
they
already snapped in half from the cringe.
click right off of this. This time we're not fucking it up where everyone's wearing headphones. We're not getting any echoes here. But shit happens.
Or eco, as a friend of ours would say.
Exactly. All right. What's first in the docket?
All right, so what we're gonna talk about here is the best movies of the year. Personally, I thought this year was kind of like weak in terms of movies, and I know I haven't seen every single thing, but did you agree with that?
I'd say there's a few sleepers this year that I thought were pretty good, but other than that,
Sleeper hits, not boring.
yeah, exactly. But other than that, pretty weak overall. I'd say a lot of movies that were disappointing the second or third time around.
It's like one
Other
of
than
those
that,
years where it's like, I liked a lot of stuff, but I didn't love a lot of stuff.
exactly. I feel the exact same way.
I mean, 2016 it was the worst year ever. So
No, no. I mean,
the year of the year of the Trumpocalypse. It's a lot, as a certain feminist would say.
the Trump apocalypse, the
Yeah.
bigot apocalypse. Random
What are you,
words.
Louis Gehrig or something? No, what's
You're
his name? Louis Armstrong?
goddamn right.
Or
I'm
whatever.
the scat man.
So we're gonna start with the best and then the worst.
I thought we were starting worst first.
You want to start worst?
But no, we have more to say about the worst. So
Yeah,
let's
okay.
start the best.
So number 10 on my list was The Accountant. You never saw that, right?
Didn't see The Accountant. I didn't have any desire to.
Yeah,
But
I had no intention of seeing it, but I thought it was surprisingly good. Like I actually do like Ben Affleck, even though I think he's a douche in real life.
it's because he actually is a douche in real life.
Yeah,
But
and I don't mean that just because of politics. Like, because a lot of people think, oh, you just hate him because of politics. No, it's because he like cheats on his wife and stuff. So fuck him.
fair enough. Fair enough.
And anyway, I like him as an actor, even though a lot of people think he's like wooden.
No, I think he's a pretty good actor. He has his moments.
Yeah, I
I
actually liked him as
thought,
Batman. Like, I think it was like my aunt or something like that who fucking like was like, fuck that guy. I
yeah,
think
no,
he's better than Christian Bale, honestly, and not Michael Keaton though. The Beast
he was
himself.
he was a good Batman. I don't know about Bruce, maybe.
Like, I think he's like, well, we'll talk about this later, but I think he was kind of like the Daniel Craig to Michael Keaton's Timothy Dalton, as in a close second, but not quite
Fair
there.
enough.
But do you know what the movie's about? It's like,
Yeah, he's like autistic or something.
yeah, he's like this
and
assassin, and it's interesting because a lot of people point this out, like Jason Bourne kind of like acts autistic, but they never say it.
wait, what? Hold on.
No,
I've never heard this.
no, I watched this guy. He's saying that like Jason Bourne kind of acts autistic because he's all like, like I mean, like really like unfunctional.
I mean, I guess that's a fair thing to say. He was programmed to be an assassin.
Yeah,
So
like that.
I don't assume that you would act completely normal.
I know. Uh,
Yeah.
but like it has John Bernthal in it, and seeing him's good
Oh,
after they unjustly
okay.
killed him off The Walking Dead.
You're goddamn right.
And J.K. Simmons, yeah, because like a small part.
Who doesn't love a good J.K. Simmons?
I know
Role?
he's like in everything nowadays. He's in BoJack Horseman for like no reason whatsoever.
I haven't watched that.
He's in a few on
watched.
the best list too.
There you go. Um, Go ahead. What's number 9?
All right, so yeah, they count nothing like fantastic, but I enjoyed it.
Unless you want to say about the accountant, I did not to interrupt you at all or anything.
Nah, I'm good. Number
Okay.
9 is Fantastic Beasts. That's one you did see.
Yeah, Fantastic Beasts. I thought it was I think charming would be the best word for it. It
Yeah,
was a pretty decent movie, pretty good. Not too amazing, not too bad.
yeah.
Not a
Well,
little slow maybe.
yeah. My only problem with it was like I didn't really care about any of the characters other than Eddie Redmayne. I thought was really good. I thought he was a nice.
Mhm.
Did you agree with that?
Yeah, he's charming. There we go.
Yeah, like I thought like he was like the only one I give a crap about because like in Harry Potter, I like the main three.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
With Fantastic Beasts, the only one I liked was Eddie Redmayne. I didn't care for Dan Fogel that much. Did you?
He was a goofy guy. He brought some laughs. He brought some gas. But
Like I don't know what
other
scenes
than
you like
that,
with him.
when he walked into the suitcase,
Yeah,
that
that's
was
like the only thing I
amazing.
remember. Honestly, like a lot of people were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
he's like the star of the movie."
No,
Whatever. I'm like, I didn't really remember
I
anything.
I remember absolutely nothing from him at all.
Like I thought Eddie Redmayne, he had like a bit more of like a interesting personality because he's kind of like
Hmm.
He's so like deep into his like hobby, like he didn't really like get along with
Yeah.
other people. Like I thought that's
Well,
really interesting.
I don't know if mysterious is a good word. That might be a little too extreme, but
Wait, did I say it? No, I didn't
he
mean to say it.
yeah, no, I that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had a lot of depth, definitely,
Yeah,
like quite literally, because to a suitcase, he could walk into the suitcase.
yeah, like
That's
the creature.
depth.
Did you like the creatures and everything in that movie?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like
Uh,
I'm actually interested in that part of the universe.
yeah, and I do respect them for like actually doing something different with Harry Potter. It's not just like, oh, here's young Dumbledore, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that's unlike a certain other
So another
franchise we
prequel
know.
trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
hate the prequels as much as a lot of people do, but I admit that like they kind of like force characters. Like Anakin, he's the main character, which he didn't really have to be.
hmm
Like,
And
oh, here's Yoda, here's Obi Wan. Like he didn't really need that. You could have like a new character or something. Qui Gon, yeah,
yeah,
there you go. Like he could have been like
and
the main thing.
I'm not like the biggest fan of the whole setting of like the old timey
It was like the
stuff going
30s,
on,
or
but
right?
it was the 20s, 30s, I think. I don't quite remember, but I'm not the biggest fan of like old timey stuff, but I mean that was fine.
Yeah, and the school setting was like a bit more interesting in my opinion. Like
Yeah,
there wasn't
definitely.
really anything new except for the suitcase part.
Yeah,
Not enough
uh,
Johnny Depp too.
that was a real goofy reveal.
Do you have anything else to say about it?
No, that's it.
All right, fuck. Number 8 is Green Room. You never saw that, right?
No, I have that saved on
Amazon, wasn't it?
yeah, Amazon Video. I want to watch that really badly. And my dad and I are probably gonna
Yeah, I didn't.
sit down and watch it.
Going into I didn't know much about it. I think it's like a bunch of Nazis that try to kill Anton Yelchin.
Yeah,
R.I.P. By the way.
yeah, that's a
It's probably
shame.
probably the worst death of this year because he's like 27 or something.
Yeah, he got I mean, the way he died too, it was awful. He got his car crushed him against his concrete mailbox
Yeah,
or
because I mean I don't
brick.
mean to be rude, but like with a lot of people, it's like they kind of is like their way of life that
Well,
led
you can
them
only do
to.
so much cocaine before it ruins your lifespan.
Yeah, I mean George Michael, he's a talented guy, but like he did tons and
Yeah,
tons of drugs.
yeah. And Carrie Fisher also. She did a lot of cocaine.
Yeah, and then yet Keith Richards is still kicking.
Yeah.
But anyway, anyway, Green Room. It's a lot of people like saying like it's like one of the better horror movies because it's not like a typical it's a ghost or anything like that. It's like
Mhm.
more of like a situation, like a more realistic situation.
Yeah, a more realistic enemy threat.
Yeah, even though it does kind of get cliche towards the end, but other than that, I thought it was really
hmm
like it didn't rely on like CGI or anything like a lot of movies do. And plus, Patrick Stewart was fucking awesome in it.
That's good. Yeah, who doesn't love a good Patrick Stewart role?
Yeah, and
It's like J.K. Simmons.
the guy made something. Nah, I forgot. I'm not gonna look it up or anything.
All right.
Director. I know he's a good guy though. Oh, you did.
Mhm.
Oh no, Evil Dead was the Don't Breathe guy
Yeah.
or whatever. So number 7, I'm sure you see this, is Captain America 3.
Mm-hmm. Civil War.
Yeah.
Pretty solid movie. Again, getting burnt out on uh, the whole superheroes thing. Not to be a a boring guy, but it can it's kind of overstaying its welcome if it keeps doing the same sort of formula where they you know what I mean.
Yeah, and personally, like I didn't really get how because like Chris Stuckman gave like an A+. Like I don't think it was like a masterpiece or like perfect or
Mm.
anything.
Yeah, no, I solid B
Yeah, but in
at
terms of
or
superhero
at
movies, I think it's
least.
like one of Marvel's best.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Uh,
Spider-Man was good in it, even though he wasn't my favorite. I liked Andrew Garfield better.
I don't know why you like Andrew Garfield. I like
You didn't care for him?
he's just that he's kind of
He's a
just
hipster.
he's got the pretty boy charm that it doesn't really work with Spider-Man, I don't think.
And I still like Toby though. He has a special place
I,
in my heart.
I think he was fine as Spider-Man, but not as I didn't like him as Peter Parker.
Like Toby's like the Sean Connery. It's like it's not the best performance, but like he just has so much charm because he's like the OG.
Heck yeah, he's just he's that
Adam
goofy
West.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's pretty much all we have to say.
hmm
Number 6 is Doctor Strange, only Marvel movie.
I think Doctor Strange was actually really good. I thought it was a pretty good change of pace. I don't know, it was definitely it had some plot holes here and there, but other than that, it was a pretty solid plot. I really like I mean, it drew on the source material very well. Not that I know too much about it, but I thought it was an excellent movie.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a bit by the numbers. Hell, that's kind of what I thought about Civil War, but like, there's nothing wrong with that, really. Like, I think the Marvel formula works.
Yeah, I mean,
Plus,
it's safe.
yeah, and
That's
Rachel
all.
McAdams was underused, kind of like True Detective season 2.
I don't want to talk about that. That's
Like, I don't get
that.
how like every single movie needs a love interest. Like, that's what I liked about Star Wars. Like, oh,
Mhm.
Jyn Erso and Cassian, they fall in love. Like, no, it's just like they work together and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, people can just be friends. They
Yeah,
don't.
but the effects and
They
like,
don't.
wait,
They don't
what?
have to be gay, even though one of them gives the other one a name.
Yeah, Captain America.
Force Awakens.
He bit his lip, bro. Come on.
Oh, God, no, let's not talk about that.
Anyway,
We can talk about that when episode 8 comes out.
anyway, Doctor Strange, like the effects work was awesome, of course.
Definitely. I really like the music, even though it's still
Yeah, it had good parts, even though I didn't think it was that memorable.
yeah.
Marvel still has shit soundtracks, even in their shows.
It,
Honestly.
I was Red Letter Media. They're talking about how it was incredibly similar to Star Trek, and then I went and listened to it, and it was pretty by the numbers, going with the whole temp music concept when
Yeah,
it
and like
comes.
the only Marvel thing that I think has a really amazing music is Luke Cage because it has like the '70s style to it. It's
Oh
freaking
yeah.
awesome.
It kind of does like a black exploitation kind of thing.
Yeah, like I could like with the Netflix shows, I can like hum their theme songs. Like Daredevil.
Yeah.
It's freaking awesome. But like with the movies, the themes suck ass.
Even Jessica Jones, that one was pretty good.
Yeah, that was. I kind of skipped past the intro. Honestly, it wasn't as catchy as like Daredevil and stuff.
I mean, yeah, I definitely wasn't. I didn't like Jessica Jones as much as
Yeah, that's a whole
Daredevil.
other story
I
though.
think Daredevil's definitely my favorite, but
Yeah.
I have yet to see Luke Cage, and then Iron Fist is coming out, which I'm really excited for.
Oh yeah.
He's one of my favorites.
Anyway,
Um,
number 5 is 10 Cloverfield Lane. You saw that, right?
that was a really good movie. I thought that was really good. John Goodman, really good in that.
Yeah, that
It
was
was
kind of
really
like
good.
one of the sleeper hits. Like I didn't expect
Yeah,
it to be a hit, but sure
that's
enough,
what
it
I
was.
was referring to. Yeah,
And Mary Winstead is hot.
of course,
Just putting that out there.
yeah.
And
Uh,
it's very like low budget or whatever, but I thought it worked.
Yeah, I haven't seen what was the one? Is it a sequel or is it
It's like a side story.
yeah? What was the original? Was it just
It
Cloverfield?
was just Cloverfield, like no number.
Yeah, I never saw Cloverfield. But I obviously looked some stuff up about it and was reading like the conspiracies or whatever. But a bunch of goofy stuff. But 10 Cloverfield Lane was really good. All the performances were really good, and the story I think was really well done. I
Yeah, the only thing I
like
didn't like about it was like the whole thing with like, well, I don't want to like to give away anyway. Like the whole like action thing of the third act, I didn't think it was necessary. Like she could have just like left and that was it.
I just kind of love how the movie was sort of walks outside and sees the aliens, and she just goes, "Oh my god,
Yeah, that was funny.
like why?" But yeah, that may have been a little overblown.
Yeah, it
but
didn't really ruin the movie, but it just kind of felt like a far cry from the rest of it.
yeah, because it was more of a psychological thriller sort of thing going on up until you know reveal. And
Yeah, and
stuff.
as a lot of people said, it was kind of distracting with the Cloverfield name because you're just kind of like waiting for like the monster to show up.
Well, yeah, because you already have that sort of background knowledge of what is actually happening.
But yeah, it's like if they do like tie in eventually, like it will be worth it.
Yeah.
So number 4 is the sleeper hit of the year, Deadpool.
Did that came out this year?
Yeah, it was like March or something.
Yeah, that was it was Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
That's right. Because they had the billboards and stuff. It was like the it was like the feel good movie for Valentine's Day or something like that.
yeah,
I actually completely forgot that that came out this year. Yeah, really good movie. I mean, obviously a lot of people bandwagoning onto Deadpool, which is annoying, but it's to be expected. But Deadpool's Deadpool. It's a good movie. Pretty goofy. Does action well. Makes the superhero formula actually interesting.
yeah. I know, right?
It's not safe. It takes out all the stops. It has wham.
Yeah, I thought like I thought it was like really good and everything. Like one of the best superhero movies. Would you agree? Like top 10.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I thought like,
mean-
the villain, like the actor for him, I thought because he sucked in Game of Thrones, but like in the movie he wasn't too bad. But
Yeah.
he just wasn't that memorable. Like it was that's kind of the
Uh,
point though, because he was like a spoof.
Are you talking about Ajax?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't even remember
I know.
that. Oh god.
Who does?
But yeah.
And plus, I think they made like Deadpool because Deadpool's supposed to be like a fucking like idiot, right? But they make in the movie
Yeah.
they kind of make him cool. Like at the end, like when he like gets the girl, it's like I don't think that. No, I'm not acting like I'm a huge fan or anything, but like that's kind of like what he's supposed to be like a moron.
Well, I've read some of I have a few Deadpool comics, and he's like, and the one of them I have is Deadpool's art goes back in time and kills Shang Tsung, or I probably just butchered that name, but the
Shang
guy who
Tsung from
wrote,
Mortal Kombat.
yeah, no, the guy who wrote the Art of War. Is it? I don't fucking remember, but he steals the manuscript or whatever, and then he's like, he goes to the future and he's like, I'm gonna write it and release the whole plot, and it was really goofy, but I don't. He's not too. He doesn't act like too much of an idiot. He's just kind of. He's a goofball. I
Yeah,
think
but he's
that's the
supposed to be
best
kind of
word
like
for
what I was thinking is like he's kind of like a high school character. You know what I mean? Like he's kind of like this
it.
nerd who's always trying to get laid.
So
Am I
basically,
too off with that?
Spider-Man.
Like that's what I've
I
always.
mean, he's kind of going. He's basically a similar personality to Spider-Man, just like cranked to 1,000.
Yeah, like except like extremely like, more violent stuff.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
and thank God they let it have an R rating.
Yeah, that would
Please
have been.
stop editing down R-rated movies, guys. The Wolverine much.
Oh God.
Like Marvel, like you have to give it to Marvel. Like they let it. Well, I'm not talking about Deadpool. Like, but like Daredevil has like R-rated moments. Like when the guy gets fucking like crushed
Yeah.
with the car
Yeah.
door.
Yeah. He freaking slammed. Yeah. Yeah. Solid movie though. What are we on, number three?
Yeah. Number 30 is one you haven't seen, The Neon Demon.
Yeah, I want to see that though. I heard some people really hated it. Some people really liked it.
Yeah, it's one because Nicholas Refn, he's like this really weird director. He's kind of like David Lynch, you know, like really weird.
All right.
And I really loved Drive. That's like one of my favorites.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I gotta watch that too.
Yeah,
I
it's
haven't
funny
watched
because
that.
it's like one of my favorites, except it's like the only normal movie he did. The rest are like really like weird and like abstract.
Funny.
And I like them, but like Drive's like the only one that's like one of my favorites. Like the last one, Only God Forgives, is disappointing. I thought Neon Demon was like way better.
Yeah. All right. Well, definitely going on the list.
Yeah, well, I
Uh,
could talk more about the Neon Demon. I liked it. Like the cinematography was awesome, soundtrack was awesome, but like the ending was like really like out of nowhere.
huh.
You just kind of watch it like okay then. Like I
Alright.
don't know what to make of the movie afterwards, but like I thought like he's one of the best like visual directors I think.
Is like an M Night twist going on, or?
Nah, not that much. But Keanu Reeves is in it. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
He plays
I
this, like
knew.
this really scumbag like hotel guy,
Yeah.
motel kind of guy, and like it's really funny to see him like that.
Is he like Kyle MacLachlan's character in in Showgirls?
Showgirls. Well, I mean, he's getting anyone raped, but like
Oh, okay.
not quite as bad. But anyway, Neon
Alright.
Demon, really liked it, even though a bit anticlimactic.
Cool. Cool.
Number 2 is one that I'm not sure you've seen. It's called Star something.
Star. What is it called?
It's like Star War something.
Oh, Pop Star. Never Stop, Never
Yeah.
Stopping.
Yeah, that's
Pop
easily
Star
the best. No, I'm talking about Rogue One.
Pop Star Wars Rogue One. Never Stop, Never Stopping.
Or we already talked about Rogue One, but do you have anything else to say about it?
Um, I wouldn't put it at number two. I don't think
We're already going to your list if you do it.
it'd be top five. I know that.
What would you say
Probably
like
number.
Deadpool is better and stuff?
Yeah, actually completely forgot that Deadpool released this. Number I just let's just say top five. I don't
Okay.
really have a specific order. I don't like to pick favorites like that. Not fun. But I thought it was a good movie. Just it didn't have some necessary elements that I think it needed.
Yeah, I'm like one of those people who like I'm kind of like the bizarre Star Wars fan who actually does like all of the movies to a certain extent.
I mean that's
'Cause-
a reasonable.
Because everyone pairs like either, oh, I like the prequels, I like the originals, you know, I hate Rogue One and Force Awakens. Like, you know, I like all of them to a certain extent. You know,
Yeah.
I think Star Wars at its worst, I think is still entertaining. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, because it's just goofy science fantasy at that
Yeah,
point.
and I do think like I like regular media, but I do think they take it too seriously sometimes. Like I think a lot of people are waking up with that with Rogue One review. Like I think a lot of people are.
Well, if you look at it from a purely
I mean, he has a right
like,
to his opinion, but
yeah, if you look at it from a purely objective standpoint on elements of filmmaking, I don't think it's very good. But if you look at it from just like having fun and watching a funny movie or a fun movie that
yeah,
you just want to have a good time with, that's a reasonable thing. Even though I don't find episode two very exciting at all.
that's
So,
that too.
I'll talk about that one at all. and I almost fell asleep when we watched Phantom
Phantom
Menace last
Menace.
summer. Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't.
Uh,
Like I've watched it multiple times. I was trying to look at the flaws. I'm like, I still don't hate it. Like I'm not saying it's great or anything like that, but I just like I
mhm.
still can't like
Well,
hate it as much
I
as a
just
lot of
remember
people.
watching it as a child and how much I loved it as a child, no matter what.
Yeah, but even
So,
if as a kid, like I didn't say it was like my favorite. You know,
yeah,
like Return of the Jedi was always my favorite. It still is, honestly.
yeah.
And Rogue One, like,
Mhm.
because a lot of people are always saying, "Oh, where would you rank it?" Like, I don't know, like Rogue One, where would you like? Would you say it's like better than any of the originals or new ones, or
No, I don't think it's better than any of the originals.
like, would you say it's better than all the prequels, or just like
It's better than number two, definitely.
Episode 1 and 2, right?
Yeah, episode one and two. Episode three, I'd say it's better than. I'd rank it before episode three. I think my ranking still goes five, six, four, seven. Oh, well, I don't know. 'Cause seven, I really like seven. Yeah, I think the originals and then seven, Rogue One, and then the prequels is probably how it goes.
Yeah,
I like episode four and six kind of evenly, if that makes any sense at all.
yeah, I can see that.
I don't want to rank one above the other.
But one thing I can't say about like, because like the Force Awakens, a lot of people say like, "Oh, it was unoriginal." Like, I
Mhm.
don't think it necessarily makes it bad, but I do think that like hurts its rewatchability because it kind of feels like a best hits version of the original series. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you go
Yeah,
to a forest planet, you
it's
go to a desert, you
it's
go to.
it's almost like Star Wars: The Fan Service Awakens in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people
But
have gone into, so we're not gonna get too into that. But like personally, that's why I
yeah,
preferred Rogue One more.
but I think it also can stand alone by itself because of the characters. I really like the characters. I think they're
And honestly, I'm one of the few people who like doesn't really care for the characters too much in Force Awakens. Like I thought Poe was cool.
yeah. But
Finn, I think he had potential, but he wasn't really used well.
he's Jared Leto.
Yeah, and Ray, like I honestly thought they could have given her more character.
I think she just wasn't written very well. They could
Yeah, I
have
mean, like
written
the whole
her.
Mary Sue thing, like that's like one problem out of many. Like I think that she should have just had like more personality to her.
You just said Ray. I think you mean Ray Skywalker,
Ray Kenobi,
confirmed by Disney.
but yeah, that's a whole other story. That we could talk about like episode 8.
Ray Gon Jinn. Is his last
I
name
wish.
Gon Jinn or is it just Jin?
Ray Gon. Yeah, is his name Qui Gon or is it Qui
I I
and
think
Gon
it's I
Jinn?
think there's a dash. I think it's Qui Gon and then Jin.
Just pseudo Asian name. Let's just leave it at that.
There you go.
So Rogue One, like I don't think it's like because a lot of people say, oh, it's the best since Empire. Like I don't. People need to stop saying that.
Yeah, no, it's not.
I don't think it's as good as the originals at all.
Mm-mm.
I think I do prefer over Force Awakens because it was more like an original story, even though that doesn't make a movie. But I'm just saying, like,
I'm still iffy on that topic.
yeah. And then a lot of people were saying like, oh, the characters were bland. Like I thought Donnie Yen was like a standout. Of course, like everyone expected that. And
Mhm.
Alan Tudyk is K2SO
Who doesn't love Steve the Pirate as a robot?
and Jinner. So I thought was okay.
Hmm
I thought she could have like had like I think they could have casted someone better. I thought
They should have cast Halle Berry.
oh man, you see her in Die Another Day. She's freaking badass.
No, I don't like Halle Berry.
And Cassian Andor, I actually thought he was pretty cool. Like a lot of people were like, "Oh, the two leads are boring." Like I thought Cassian Andor was just fine. Like when he shoots the guy in the back and shit, I thought that was awesome.
They could have. I mean, yeah, they definitely established him as sort of he's a rogue.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty cool. It wasn't as good as Poe
But no,
in terms of Mexicans,
in
Latinos,
terms of South American
yeah, rebel
characters.
Mexicans, whatever.
Yeah,
And when he's like, "Make 10 men feel like 100."
yeah, I did like that part. a
Yeah.
lot.
You know, one of my favorite lines for the trailer is when he's like, "I shall not." The robot, he's like, "I shall not kill you now," and then Jane's like, "Thanks," but that wasn't even in the movie.
Yeah, they cut out some stuff that.
Yeah,
could've
that
been
always annoys me, like Suicide Squad with the Joker.
God. Okay, let's move on. We've talked enough
Anyway,
about
dun,
Star
dun,
Wars.
dun, 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 my number one is Zootopia.
This- I somehow knew you were gonna do this.
Yes. So I didn't actually see this in theaters because I don't want to deal with the kids in the theater, but I really wanted to see it, and I saw it and I really enjoyed it. It's probably the best Disney movie I've seen since like Lilo and Stitch.
All right.
What would you say is like the best Disney movie like recently? We saw
I have-
Moana, right?
I saw Moana. What's the last one I saw before that? Frozen.
Yeah, I saw Frozen like way after it came out and actually did really enjoy it.
Frozen was all right. I mean, like, they don't appeal to me too much. I like more of the older stuff that I actually grew up on. And
Like the
stuff.
90s stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. It was. It was Moana was all right. Lin-Manuel Miranda obviously establishing that whole soundtrack and stuff, and it was okay. But you know, it's Disney isn't really my thing too much anymore.
Yeah. Would you actually say
Disney
that's like
cartoons.
that's more of like you growing up, or do you think they actually have gone like downhill?
I think they've gone downhill. I think
Oh, your mic is cutting out a bit. Could you like plug it in more or something?
that sucks. Fine. I think it's fine.
All right.
I think I don't know. I like the stuff Disney did with Pixar. That's my favorite
Yeah,
stuff.
well, Pixar's like a whole other thing, but like
Yeah.
they're pretty
But,
consistently good aside from Cars too.
mhm. Uh, I don't know. I, it's gone downhill a little bit. I think
Yeah, I thought like some of them ordered like Tangled. I thought was like it was good,
with
but it wasn't like anything fantastic. It wasn't that memorable. Wreck It
with
Ralph, I thought was
evolving.
like flawed.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Wreck It
With
Ralph?
I saw Wreck-It Ralph once, and I hardly remember it at all.
Yeah.
It wasn't very memorable, obviously.
So what are you getting into?
I think with evolving tastes of like the industry and stuff, and like the youth, it's evolved into this sort of really, I don't want to say high energy, fast paced, but it's like it's just always like they're going for like joke after joke and cramming it down your throats in a sense, and it's kind of nauseating to see like how not humor necessarily specifically, but like it just kind of it's evolved into this sort of uh I can't get a good word for it,
Me
but
neither.
it's just I don't think it's gotten too much better not to be cynical or
Yeah,
anything.
but that's one thing I actually liked about Zootopia. It's like there's no comic relief character. You know what I mean? Like everyone like
Yeah,
bounces off each other.
that's fair enough because it's supposed to be a comedy, isn't it?
Yeah, of
It's
course.
a,
Like all Disney
yeah,
movies are. Other than like Hunchback of Notre Dame.
yeah.
Movie's brutal. But
I
anyway,
only saw that movie once as a child, and I barely remember.
yeah, I actually watched it recently. It was fucking one of my favorites.
Huh, there you go.
But it was like Zootopia. Like I thought Jason Schwartzman, no, not Jason Schwartzman. What's his name? Jason Bateman.
Yeah,
Like I thought he's
Jason
like
Bateman.
perfect as like the main character. I think the
Hmm.
rabbit. I don't even know which he's from, but she's really good in it.
Oh yeah.
And the animation's good as always.
Hmm.
And a lot of people like look at it like, oh, it's just like a bunny saying you shouldn't be racist. But I think it goes way deeper than that. Like I don't want to get too much into it,
Fair enough.
too analytical. But
Jennifer Goodwin. That's
yeah.
her name. Played the rabbit.
But anyway, like yeah, I don't know. Like Zootopia. A lot of people were like, oh, like a movie like this is perfect in the era of Trump. I'm not gonna
I
get into
I don't want to touch that at all. The 10-foot pole.
that.
That's
Anyway, so
bit of a touchy
Zootopia.
topic.
It's a good one.
Yeah. So we covered your top movies.
Yeah. So what are like some that like wasn't on the list that you have seen? I know you saw like Arrival
Um,
and like good other guys and stuff.
Arrival. I thought it was a really good movie. The cinematography was amazing in that movie. A lot of good stuff with depth of field and symmetry and stuff like that. That just like it was kind of mind blowing. It was brought my hair on the hair on the back of my neck was standing
On
up
the
the whole
beard,
time. It was chill. I was
the neck
chilled.
beard was like freaking sticking out.
That neck, my fedora was tipped and my neck beard was
My fedora flew back in excitement.
yeah. It actually every time a new shot popped up on screen, my fedora just did like a little hop off my head.
Yeah, I mean, I might get into that movie because the director's making Blade Runner 2, which is like a sequel to like
Yeah.
one of my top 5 favorite
D-
films.
Dennis, what is it? Dennis Villeneuve.
I'm not even gonna try, but it's like Villeneuve or something.
I think it's Villeneuve or some sort of French. I think. He does really well.
Yeah, I like Prisoners, but I didn't
Yeah.
care for
The
Enemy.
only other thing I've seen from him is Sicario, and I really.
Yeah,
But yeah, the genre chameleon, I guess you could call him. He's doing all those different things. And then other than Arrival, guys at the beginning of the year, sadly, I don't think it made too much back, but I was really surprised at how good. Like it was just like a fun sort of buddy cop movie, even though it wasn't really. It's kind of a goofy detective movie in the 70s.
Yeah, I thought
It's
a lot of people like are looking down on Blade Runner 2 because Ryan Gosling is the star and he's extremely goofy in like a bunch of movies, like in Nice Guys and stuff. But like, when
I
he
like
gets serious, he's really good.
I actually like really like Ryan Gosling now. Because I think I talked about this before already, but like I didn't like him after seeing A Place Beyond the Pines
Yeah, that's the one I
like
haven't
a
seen.
long
Actually,
time
really
ago.
did want to.
And that was before I like really like became too interested in movies, like really hardcore and stuff. Uh, or like I started like studying stuff about it. But and I don't know, but he's grown. I think as he's become very multifaceted.
Do you have any other movies that you want to mention?
No, I think that was about it. I don't think there were too many more that I were very standout. I still haven't seen Hacksaw Ridge, which I'm hopefully going to see this week.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard good things about Hell or High Water, but like,
That too, yeah.
and Moana and Finding Dory are two that I need to
Oh
see.
yeah, we watched what Bone Tomahawk. Did that come out this year? I
No,
think
that
it
was a
did.
while ago.
Was it 2015 then?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah, December 10th, 2015.
But anyway, so before we get to the worst thing, I think we should talk about like the honorable mentions for the worst list that I didn't hate as much as a lot of other people did.
Uh-huh.
So the first one is Ratchet and Clank. A lot of people didn't like this. I thought it was fine for what it was. Like it wasn't anything great.
Yeah,
But for a
I
kids
didn't
movie, I
see
thought it
it.
was
So.
passable. I thought it was completely harmless. It wasn't like mean spirited or like annoying like Alvin and the fucking Chipmunks or something.
Yeah, that's fair enough, I guess. I mean, I haven't seen it, so I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, so like it could have been better, but I thought it was not bad. And it sucks that like all of its money was taken away by Jungle Book, which from what I heard is really mediocre. Did you ever see
Yeah.
that?
Oh yeah, Jungle Book. I forgot about that. I really liked it the first time I saw it. Second time, kind of bored. Not really bored. Kind of bored. Really like Bill Murray as Baloo. That was pretty
Yeah, the
great.
Smiling
But
Bear.
yeah, it was a pretty good movie. See once and then maybe in a few years watch again. It reminded me of my childhood because Jungle Book was one of my favorite
I never watched it too much
uh,
as a kid.
Disney movies. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's my favorite necessarily, but it was definitely one of my top favorites. But
Yeah, I'll
yeah,
give Disney like credit for not like going out with like the really popular ones. Like they didn't do a remake of like Aladdin yet, or like they're gonna do Lion King, but they didn't open up with
yeah.
that. And the other one is Brothers Grimsby, which I actually did really enjoy. It wasn't one of the best
I
movies of the year or anything, but I did enjoy it.
I just watched that like a few hours ago from the time of recording this, and I was just like, at the beginning, I was asking myself, why am I watching this? It is so stupid. But then I started to enjoy it a little more. Like Sacha Baron Cohen has that sort of humor that just kind of pulls you in if you allow it to.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid, but it sometimes it works. Not necessarily for a good movie, but it's just a movie you can enjoy because it's so goofy.
Yeah, like brought me back to the days of like Austin Powers and stuff like that, where it's just like really high energy, like always like trying like really gross stuff. But I thought because I'm not using it to gross out, but
Yeah.
I thought it worked
Well,
fine. It was like
like
over the top enough to be funny.
generally I don't like that over the top try hard stuff, but
Yeah,
I
edge
think
lord
I,
stuff.
I think yeah, I think Sasha can pull it off. I think it's just his mannerisms and stuff really allow for stuff like that. Like Borat, I really like Borat. I
Yeah,
haven't seen
Bruno.
Bruno, but
Yeah, Bruno's good.
okay. Yeah, I got another thing I gotta watch. But The Dictator was just okay. I don't remember it too much. I only saw it once.
And the last one is London Has Fallen. Did you ever see that?
No, didn't watch that. Didn't have any interest, and still don't.
Yeah,
So.
I didn't even watch the first one, and I watched it and I enjoyed it for what it was. It was completely over the top, like swears everywhere. Like at least it was like hard R. Like if it was PG-13, it'd be like the worst movie ever. But
Huh.
there's
Wait,
just,
it was rated R.
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was PG-13. It wasn't Olympus Has Fallen PG-13.
No, it was R.
Oh, okay. Huh. Oh, maybe it was that other one that came out at the same time. That was basically the same movie.
Yeah. Oh, it was at White House down there.
Yeah.
And you know the movie, like it's not that memorable except there is one shot where it's like a what's the word? Like a single shot type thing, like in that part in Game of Thrones or like Daredevil and stuff like that.
Where it's like one long shot.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it's like I haven't
it's-
seen the.
they like to call, I know, Steven Spielberg. They call it the Spielberg Warner. I know because he does that, but
When is he? When was the
Nice.
last movie he did that for?
I
Was it
I don't
BFG
remember.
probably?
Yeah, more than likely.
That
Well,
didn't make
no,
my list, by
there's-
the way.
For that, yeah, I didn't even see that. I completely forgot that came out. But yeah.
And
What
that's
were
it for
we
that.
talking about?
Yeah, I was talking about like the honorable mentions for worst that I didn't hate as much as a lot of people did.
No, about the movie. What was it? I don't even. London Has Fallen. There we go.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
a shootout because like usually for that it's like combat scenes, but that's like one of the few like shootouts. Like the True Detective one is like one of the best.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was really good.
Yeah,
What the season? Yeah, the season 2 one. That was.
that part.
Talking about season 2 one.
What was there like a tracking shot in season 2?
There was, yeah, where they had that one really long standoff, and like people got shot in the jaw a few times. That was really good.
I was talking
feeling.
about the
Like
one in
this,
season 1 because that was probably better than all of season 2. That one scene.
what was, which part was that?
It's where like what was his name? Rustin Cole. He's like trying to get a perp, and then like he grabs him, and he's like going through his den.
Oh yeah. And
It's freaking awesome.
Are you talking about the last one, the second half or the first half? Because the first half,
I think
really
I
good.
believe it's in the second half.
The first half is the shootout where they stormed that like operation those two guys were running, and the one guy he like has a machine gun and he picked the light
Oh yeah,
machine
that
gun.
was a good part.
Picks that up, and then the guy's running away, and he steps on a landmine or something. It
Yeah.
was good show.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah, too bad they didn't make fucking season 3, but
Yeah.
anyway, so number 10 on my worst list, freaking get some lube for the butthurt here is Hacksaw Ridge.
Oh, oh, okay.
So yeah, I didn't hate it or anything like that. It felt like I went to the theater and afterwards I was like, yeah, it was okay, but I did have problems with it. Like I thought it was like cliche. I thought the battle scenes were good, but everything else I kind of thought felt flat. It got like corny in parts.
All right, all right.
Like
I'll
I
keep that in mind when I watch it.
yeah. Like I felt like it was like by the numbers of parts, in my opinion. But you know, the battle scenes are awesome.
All right. Yeah,
And Vince Vaughn's in
definitely.
it too, so that's always good.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and he shows up. I was like, wait, what? He was in it.
Yeah, I remember seeing him in the trailer, and I was like, oh my god.
So number 9 is a movie which again I didn't hate, but it had problems. Was Batman vs Superman?
Yeah. Definitely had some problems with that. I don't know what their whole deal is with not knowing how to make a movie completely. It had good parts. I really like the action scenes. I thought they were pretty cool. Like, well, mostly Batman's fighting scenes, but other than that, it was just, eh.
Yeah, it's one of those movies where I think it's like it's not bad on its own, but it just had wasted potential.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
Especially ass pulling all the Justice
the
League.
Justice League, yeah. Like there's just so many ways they can make. I don't want to get too much into it, but you know, like Lex Luthor, like they could have got like Mark Strong or something like that. It would have been awesome.
Yeah, instead of that goof.
And I did Eisenberg. Like I don't even think he was bad, but like he just was not right for it.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Zuck and Luthor.
That's all I see now when I see Jesse Eisenberg. So yeah,
Important person. I thought Gal Gadot like didn't need to be in it at all. Like, hey,
come on,
Wonder
you
Woman's
gotta-
in this. Like, it was,
you gotta have your strong, independent female.
Yeah.
character.
like I don't like people like rack the movie so much. Like you know the problems. You know the whole thing where it's like so much stuff in the one movie. It was too long. It was boring in parts. Like
Yeah, goofy looking villain.
yeah, but it did have some great parts too, which is why like I didn't hate it.
The whole thing is like, I've been watching stuff about like superheroes and modern superheroes, how they're going for like a bunch of muted colors. Like I think they need to go back to
Yeah, like that's weird thing like with Zack Snyder. Like I loved The Watchmen, but like there were parts where it's just like, what did he do to the camera? Just let it be normal.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to put like a filter over it.
it just looks so depressing. Like I just wanted like they did it in Deadpool. It was so good because
Yeah.
they went with the goofy costumes, and it's very
And it worked,
standout. Yeah. They need to go back to doing that in superhero movies.
Yeah, like Wonder Woman, like it looks like fine. Like it doesn't like look like they made it all gray and like
Yeah.
bland. But it's because it's not directed by Zack Snyder. That's why.
Oh yeah, and then the new Wonder Woman movie's coming out this year, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like. I don't know if it's gonna be better than Man of Steel, but definitely better than Batman vs Superman.
Looks like another strong, independent woman movie.
Yeah, better than the last few. Just saying.
'Cause women need to be shown how to be strong. They're not strong on their own.
Yeah, plus I
Don't
don't think
hate
she's
me
that
for
good of
saying
a
that, women.
role model because she's like anorexic. Just saying.
She's all right.
But anyway, 8 is Suicide Squad.
I would put that at number probably 2.
Number two?
personally. I mean, I had a lot.
You didn't hate it, did you? Like I thought, like you didn't care for it.
I didn't think it was awful. I just like it was just so poorly done. Like it was chopped to shit, then stitched back together.
Yeah, you know what the worst part of that movie is? Like, you know the part with Harley Quinn and the Joker?
I thought you were gonna say when they killed Deathstroke.
No, that's we're gonna get to that later. But
Okay.
the part with Harley
Uh,
Quinn and the Joker, that should have been like in its entire movie. It should have just been like,
well, that's what I mean by chopped to shit. Like there's
yeah,
they're talking about how there was like they had like a whole bunch of stuff. It was a lot darker than it was, which I think it should have been. And then they had like test audiences watch it, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't like that. That's just not. I don't like that." And then they just like made it
yeah. I'm
more.
completely against that whole argument. Like, oh, you got to show it to an audience, and if they don't like it, you got to change it. It's like, no, just release it how it
That's
is.
dumb. Make a movie because it's your art. You should take it and do what you want. Stray away from the source material or anything. And
Yeah, as George R. R. Martin would say, art is not a democracy.
exactly.
Hell, even our elections aren't. Just saying. But,
right.
oh, and let's not forget fucking the Joker. Honka honka.
I like that iteration of the Joker. I thought different and interesting, even though why am I forgetting his name?
Jared Leto.
Heath Ledger's
Oh.
performance, obviously, my favorite.
Yeah, and I like Jack Nicholson's the best. And
Yeah, I was gonna say second to
yeah,
Jack Nicholson. No, I don't think anyone's gonna beat Heath Ledger. Jared Leto, I liked it was interesting, even though I think he went a little over the top, maybe.
yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like with Darth Vader and Rogue One, like he's barely in it, but he like whenever he shows up, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
But with Jared Leto, his scenes, I don't think they're that memorable other than honka honka because it's funny, but
Yeah, it was a good meme.
nothing
Good
was
meme.
like that cool. Nothing was that interesting.
I'm actually surprised that didn't catch on. Like I don't see how people. I mean, I guess not. I,
So I saw potential in him, but it was completely wasted.
mhm.
And
That's-
you like Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, right?
Yeah, I thought she was really good. I think she did a. I was like, oh no, this is cringeworthy, but it was surprisingly good.
Oh,
And
of
I
course,
really Jai Courtney's Boomerang.
oh, he's awesome.
He
He's probably
wasn't
my
a
favorite
fucking
of there.
potato like every other movie. He was good.
It was not pure wood like the rest of his movies.
He wasn't just a rock in a costume.
Yeah, and of course, the villain was terrible. Like I don't even have
What
to get
villain?
to
What villain?
that.
That's a good.
So let's
question.
just forget about it. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, number 7 is X-Men.
X-Men. Yeah. That's a.
Oh, you saw
I'd
it.
put
Yeah,
it
you did
there.
see it.
Yeah, I actually forgot about it. That's another
Yeah,
movie I
everyone
forgot about.
has.
Yeah, there was one part in that movie which really stood out to me. I couldn't tell if it was making fun of itself or not, or well, I think it was making fun of X3 from way
Yeah.
back when.
Oh, he says the third one's the worst.
Yeah, she goes, the third one's the worst. And
Shut
I'm
up,
like,
Return of the Jedi's the best. Fuck you.
yeah, no,
'Cause that's
it's
what they're saying.
oh yeah, that's right. I forgot the context of it. I just remember her saying that
Yeah.
because yeah, that was when they got out of the theater and they watched Star Wars.
Yeah,
But,
by the way, Sophie Turner completely wasted in that movie.
yeah, more or less. But it's I wouldn't say it was. I mean, obviously it wasn't self-aware, but it was the worst out of the new three X-Men to
Yeah, the prequel trilogy.
come out, which is a little ironic, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I get ironic and coincidental mixed up still because I'm a child, but
Yeah.
And I know nothing about words, but yeah,
Literally.
literally,
But anyway,
literally
X-Men
ironic.
Apocalypse, my problem with it is just like, I think the only X-Men movie that I love is X-Men 2. Maybe that's just because I watch it a lot, but like that's the only one that I really do enjoy. The rest I think are completely forgettable.
I wasn't too interested in the original X-Men movies.
Like the original 3, or
Yeah, I've seen them once, like few. It was a while ago, but I don't remember them too well.
and I think the problem is like Bryan Singer. He's just like not that good of a director. He's not bad, but he's not good either.
Yeah, he's not great.
And hell, even like X-Men First Class, I thought was overrated. Like I think they should have focused more on like Michael Fassbender and stuff because he was really good. He was like perfectly cast, but like
Yeah.
the parts he was in were
I-
awesome. Like,
First Class was, yeah, it was. I think it was probably my favorite out of all.
yeah, I
all
thought it
of
was
them.
good, but like nothing fantastic. You know, it's not like my favorite superhero movie or anything.
Yeah, yeah, no.
Oh, and not too much X-Men Apocalypse. Like the villain was terrible. He's Oscar Isaac.
Yeah,
Remember that? Yeah, he was
it's
just not that good.
mhm.
It wasn't intimidating or anything.
Nope.
In the part like because like the slow motion part in X-Men, Days of Future Past.
Hmm.
Like the one here was so like shoved in
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, like, because
because
that
they
was
blow
so.
up the machine and then he rescues everyone. It's like why did the machine have to blow up? Like that was completely pointless to the plot other than to have him. Oh, he rescues everyone.
We gotta have Quicksilver in
People
here
like
somewhere.
that in the first one. I'm sorry, the second one.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Quicksilver. But yeah, what you're saying about what's his name again?
Right, Oscar
Uh,
Isaac,
Oscar Isaac's character. What's
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse? Yeah, that's right. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
uh, I just drawing a blank. I mean, it is a little early, or, late, or
All right,
early
what
in
were
the
you gonna
morning,
say?
whichever way you look. Uh, Talking about how he wasn't like used correctly and he wasn't very intimidating, like a certain other villain we know, Ultron. Uh,
Oh, Ultron I thought was way better than fucking Apocalypse. Like at least Ultron was like funny in parts.
True, but I
Like he
mean
had
that
like a
was a whole.
personality.
He was a goofy robot,
And not to mention, I
basically.
really hated in X Men Apocalypse the whole. Like this is my least part of the movie was like Magneto's origin. Like he gets a family and they die again.
Yeah, I thought
That
that
was
was a little.
so
I
stupid.
thought I was like, oh, he's just living in or by himself. Like,
I
okay,
mean, I don't even hate that movie, but we're just like roasting the shit.
yeah. I mean, I think it's warranted.
Yeah, and let's not forget Mystique in the movie. Shoving in Jennifer Lawrence because she's popular,
She's got to be the leader, guys.
and she's not even blue throughout any of it, even though it completely goes
Well,
against
yeah,
her character.
she she's never blue.
I mean, they should have had Sophie Turner in it more than fucking Mystique.
Yeah,
Like X Men just needs like to be rebooted. I mean, Logan looks good, but like,
old man Logan.
yeah, Deadpool 2 and Logan, I'm sure gonna be awesome. Like, as far as
Have
the
you
actual main series, it needs to stop.
have you read any of the old man Logan?
No,
I listened to like a comic historian, I believe it is. I listened to like his videos and stuff, and he did one on Old Man Logan. That shit, it's pretty violent. It's pretty gruesome.
yeah, I think the movie's like going for like a more realistic take though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he's not gonna
And kill Hulk,
get
Hulk's
eaten
sons or whatever.
by no, he gets eaten by old Bruce Banner, who's and then he freaking rips him apart from the inside.
I heard about that. Yeah,
Jesus.
that's fucking funny.
Yeah. But yeah.
Number 6. I don't think you've seen this. Is Sea of Trees. You ever hear about this?
Sea of Trees. That sounds really familiar, but
So it was a movie on Amazon. We just found it on Amazon for free, and it stars like Matthew McConaughey in the Suicide Force in Japan.
oh, another Suicide Force movie.
Yeah, and it wasn't like that bad like at first, but it ends like really stupid. Like I knew about it before I watched it, but like even when I watched it, it
Nice.
was just the ending was terrible. It was kind of boring in parts, but like Matthew McConaughey is great as always.
Oh yeah, I mean,
And
he's
I
a
love
great
the whole
actor.
like setting of the Japanese like Suicide Force. Like I think it should be in a good movie.
Yeah, it could be really good, but I don't think it's been good yet.
Yeah, and, Ken Watanabe was in it too. And
Oh yeah,
almost as good as his performance in Godzilla. He did more than just stand around
and make that face.
and say, let them fight.
Well, like he made that face the whole movie too.
I know,
His,
he's just gaping.
his mouth agape and his eyes in shock.
So yeah, Sea of Trees. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't very good.
Mhm.
Independence Day 2, number 5. Mobumbo was the only good part of that movie.
Yeah, he was a good. Mabumbo was really good. Twin Machete. And that, yeah, pretty bad movie.
I mean, I honestly thought it was like mediocre. It wasn't like horrible, but it still was not good at all.
Yeah, I
Like I was
don't
just sitting
know.
back, kind of bored. Honestly, like I was mildly entertained.
I could probably watch it again at least one more time.
Yeah, like maybe like Will Smith could have like redeemed that movie because like he's entertaining most of the time, except for one particular movie we're gonna talk about later. Like that,
Oh,
like After Earth and the number one are like the only movies where he's just like not entertaining.
yeah.
Like I, Robot is another movie where like if it had any other actor, it'd be like fucking bad, but he
Mhm.
makes it so fun. So, yeah, Mabumbo, only good part of that movie. I like Jeff Goldblum, but he could not save it.
Uh, no one can save that sinking ship.
So number 4 is Warcraft.
Oh no, I didn't watch that and I had no interest in it because I'm not.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say about it. Like the entire movie, it's just like really dry, like dialogue scenes. The action's not memorable. The CGI is really good, but like it's just so corny. Like you
Right.
could, like a lot of people, like a lot of the complaints, like you could say about the prequels or whatever, like oh too much green screen or whatever. But like at least there was some fun to it.
There was substance that made it like actually interesting.
Yeah, somewhat
Yeah,
interesting. Like if you hate them, like you have to admit some parts are like interesting. Like Warcraft had none of it.
yeah. I have a sneaking suspicion that Warcraft and Assassin's Creed are pretty similar
Yeah, and box
in
office
terms
returns.
of yeah.
But yeah, it was like the only funny part about it is this character named Khadgar, who's just like so like
Yeah, you guys are
so
telling me
goofy
about
looking that he became like a meme.
great. Wait, is he the magic one who holds
Yeah,
up?
he's like this magic
Jesus.
wielder who like looks completely ridiculous, which is why we thought it was funny.
Great.
So that's pretty much all I say about Warcraft. It was just like really boring, even though Khadgar made that movie for us.
Yeah. All right.
Number 3 is Gods of Egypt, which admittedly I actually fell asleep through, so I didn't watch all of it. But from what I saw, it was just like terrible. It was like Warcraft, just like complete CGI mess.
It's fun. I like when I didn't see it, but when I saw the trailers for it, I was like, well, even if it's bad, which obviously it wasn't, I figured it would be. Uh, like I figured it'd still have some sort of redeeming quality that made it like watchable or at least funny.
Yeah, it was
But,
kind of funny looking parts, like from what I
yeah,
saw
like
at least.
when Raw has the spear.
Yeah, Rock played by Jeffrey Rush, who just looks
Yeah.
completely like funny.
Yeah. Those the flaming pope.
Yeah, and the only good part of that movie is Jamie Lannister, who's very good in it.
Oh, there you go.
He needs to be in better stuff. Like I have not seen a single like blockbuster movie where he's the lead. He needs to be like
Does he play Horus?
yeah. And God's Ears is not a good introduction for the character. I mean the actor.
Huh.
And Gerard Butler's the villain. He's completely stupid.
As Set.
Yeah. Like
The
dude, I don't
goofy-
think we have to talk about the part where they turn into metal like monsters.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I figured that would be actually interesting or like somewhat fun to watch. Like that was one of the redeeming qualities I was hoping.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
And who's the actor? Chadwick Boseman. He's in it, and he's like has no part whatsoever.
Huh.
Yeah, and the actress for Elektra from Daredevil's in it. She's blind as ever.
Nice.
So at number 2, we both did see this was Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, once
I
again,
mean,
like it's funny because like I already talked about like the movies this year. I don't love, in the movies I don't hate, except for number 1. Like the top 10 list, they're not good movies, but I don't hate them. Ghostbusters was not as bad as I thought it'd be, but
there's not much more you can say about Ghostbusters that hasn't already
yeah,
been
like
said.
everyone like hated on it. Like I thought, like, I can't even really explain like how I thought it could have been like worse. Like if like Chris Hemsworth wasn't in it because I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah.
It had good special effects. I thought. I don't think the characters were terrible. Like if they were like really annoying, that would have killed it for me. But
Mhm.
like you admit like Leslie Jones wasn't that bad, right?
I thought Leslie Jones was fine, I guess, for what Leslie Jones does. She just did her whole spiel thing of whatever she does. I just don't like Paul Feig. I don't like him.
Yeah, I started watching Bridesmaids. I didn't care for it at all.
I started watching God, what was it? Spy. And
I
just
heard
turned
about that, and it looked terrible. Like I
I
know
was-
it's apparently good, but I don't care about it.
I heard people say it was good and funny, and I was just like, this is not funny. It was just so it was. I was like bored. Thanks, Paul.
And yeah, I know with Ghostbusters, a lot of people like Doug Walker. You know him, right? The nostalgia critic.
Yes.
Like
I
he
don't-
was made a video like talking about how like, oh, Ghostbusters 3, like it's a dumb idea. It's like, even if it is, it would still be a lot more entertaining because at least Bill Murray's funny, and he's terrible in the remake.
No,
Like it's one of the most unnecessary remakes of all time.
yeah. Are you talking about when he
Yeah, he's like
It's
the
like-
critic guy or something.
Yeah.
And he
That was
just
pretty funny.
he just came in for a paycheck.
I figured that's like, well, no, he didn't come for a paycheck. He came in so he. We're thinking of like, didn't they threaten to sue him or something?
I don't remember.
It was something, but he obviously didn't want to be there.
Yeah, in the movie, like a lot of people said it was like malicious. I didn't see it that way. It was just basically just like a dumb movie.
It was sort of malicious, I would say.
Yeah, like,
Shoots
I
it.
don't really.
Shooting the ghost man.
And
in
this goose in the dick.
Yeah, that's a little too obvious.
It was
It's like
just-
okay. whatever, Paul Feig. You can do what you want, I guess.
You know, of course, like what makes me like hate this movie because I say like the movie itself I don't hate, but like what makes me hate it is the like the creators of it are just being complete douchebags. Like Jimmy Kimmel was like saying like, "Oh, you people hate the movie, right?" And then like, what was her name? Melissa McCarthy was like, "Maybe you should get out of the basement." Like, oh, that's real creative.
Yeah, that hasn't been an on running joke for the last like 20 years maybe,
Yeah.
I guess 10, 15 years. uh all the you're sexist, you're
Yeah, we don't even have to get into that, but like the articles who say it's getting hate, yes, and it's only because of women. It's like,
it
look
just
at
shows that you have a lack of you have a
yeah, narrow view.
yeah, you're not creative at all. I mean, at least give me something funny to laugh about. If you're gonna call me a name, don't be lazy and spew the shit that everyone else has been talking
Yeah, and look at
about.
like Rogue One, Wonder Woman. You know what they all have in common? It's a female
Strong.
lead, and it's actually good. That's why it has good, reviews or whatever. I mean, good ratings or whatever. It's not.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with a strong woman character as long as it's not overblown, made into some sort of propaganda. Like,
Yeah,
can we separate like entertainment and movies from these fucking propaganda films that
yeah.
are here to promote a belief or an idea that I'm not going to I'm not paying $12 to go see on a Friday night. Come on.
So yeah, Ghostbusters. I don't think it was as bad as I expected, but it still was not good at all. Number
Mhm.
one was we just saw today
Ugh.
the masterpiece, Kaleido Beauty.
There's so much to say
I
and
know,
so
like,
much not to say about it.
because we haven't been like that in depth, but like with Kaleido Beauty, we could just keep going. Like,
Yeah. Well, first of all, it made no sense at all.
yeah,
I'm sticking with that. Uh, it. Well, I'm still not quite sure what I watched.
yeah.
Like,
The number one problem I have with it was like one thing I'm hearing is like the characters aren't actually have actual conversations. It's all just motivational stuff. Motivational crap. Like,
it,
oh,
it,
when my child was born, I became love. It's like it doesn't. There's no scene of like a genuine like moment.
that was probably the best line where I was like, "Oh, Eddie, what are you doing?"
Yeah, and we couldn't even laugh at the movie because it was fucking full theater.
Yeah. Oh, I was laughing.
Yeah, I would have laughed like hard.
I try to, because I didn't want to seem like too much of a douche, but I hid my laughing with and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like it was. I would call it boring, but like I was entertained somewhat by like how bad it was. You know what I mean?
Hmm. And the whole thing was the plot was like incredibly obvious after certain
Yeah.
things. Like I called what's his name, Michael Pena or whatever. He was sick. That was pretty obvious, and he was like with quote unquote death, aka the actor lady.
No, Helen Mirren. Yeah,
Well, yeah, what's her name? It wasn't coming to me.
Helen Mirren.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I got you. Uh, and then Edward Norton had problems with obviously, and then uh, what's her name? I
Keira Knightley.
No, not Keira Knightley. Who was the lady who worked at the company?
It was Kate Winslet.
Kate that was Kate Winslet?
Yeah, from Titanic.
I have problems with remembering actresses' names.
Yeah,
It's not-
there's too many of them.
yeah. She had a problem with time and stuff. Her ovaries are getting nice and dry.
Like,
They're becoming beef jerky, but I mean, it was pretty obvious, the whole thing.
yeah, the whole
But
problem was like there was no like development. Like when like Edward Norton connects with his like daughter, there's no build up to it. It's just like he shows up and they're like, oh, okay, let's just hang out. Like with
Yeah,
Kate Winslet, she doesn't have a kid at the end. Like Michael Pena, like he doesn't come to terms with death. He's just kind of like, I wish I was old.
he says, "I
I
told
would
my
die
wife."
soon.
Yeah.
I told my wife. Yeah, I mean, at least that was something. Like, oh, I told
Yeah.
her.
I mean, I guess Big Will kind of resolved it because he's like, as long as you're here, you will. I don't know why I picked up the accent.
Don't do
As
it.
long as it tell the truth, as long as you're here, your family will have support. I'm like, well, Big Will's a nice guy, obviously, and stuff. But
Yeah, that was the ones because that's one problem I had with the movie. Like he was just so over the top depressed. Like if you're depressed, like the more depressed you are, like the more happy you'll act. To cover it up, right?
I lost it when they cut to him. He was all being driving toward the traffic. I
Wait,
couldn't
what'd you say?
take it anymore. when he was like all sad and stuff, and he was driving towards traffic trying to kill
Oh,
himself.
you mean he's on the bike?
Yeah, or riding towards traffic, whatever.
Yeah, like I don't know. He's just like the entire movie. He's just so dull. Like After Earth, just completely like, dead.
He's like
Oh
sitting in the middle
no,
of
I don't want to do anything.
yeah. He's like sitting in the dark, like meditating or
So
whatever.
like it's so over the top. Like they could have just made it so like he was
Yeah.
like his like wife character. Spoiler alert. Like she was not so like completely like dead. You know.
Well, like when he was when they showed him watching the meeting or whatever, they it seemed like they centered on a different like lady who was another black lady sitting next to her. I was like, oh, is that like his ex-wife or something?
Yeah.
And then they actually showed like the lady, and I was like, well,
Well, I'll
that's
be
kind of
damned.
obvious. And then at the very end, she's like, you say your name at the very end, and I'm like, oh my god,
And the
don't
one
do it.
the one scene where I think Will Smith did good was the very end. You know, where he's like, my daughter was named Olivia. She had brain cancer. It's like okay, I feel like there's potential there.
He's having some sort of arc, and he's coming to terms with what happened.
Yeah, there's no like my problem was there's like no message behind like grief or anything.
Yeah. Well,
Like what message you get out of it? Like
there was no message behind the movie because it was just a jumbled fucking mess who wanted to. It was just like some
they're just
sort
trying
of
to cash in on
profit
like
movie.
people who like had their kids dying. It's like so disgusting.
Well, it's not necessarily that, but it's just trying to cash
I
in
think it
on
is. Like
the.
I think there are like parents who might like get into that. I mean, it's not like a
I
huge
think
demographic, but like it's a certain
yeah, I
small
think it's
minority.
kind of sort of they're trying to cash in on the demographic that just wants to like go see a movie on
Yeah,
Christmas or
older
whatever.
like people and like chicks and stuff.
Yeah, like my fucking grandma who
Yeah.
wanted to go see it. I'm like, please don't give them your money.
Yeah, that was you who said that, right? Oh, they're like, oh, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, my mom said that also.
And I could
and
see some
it's-
people like seeing the trailers thinking it doesn't look that bad, but it just
Well, it's just funny, like after hearing and like before I seeing the movie, hearing what the plot actually was versus what the trailers say. It's such an obvious lie. Like, is false advertising a thing for movies? I don't.
yeah. Did they like?
don't-
Did they not want the movie to look like really like mean spirited like that? That's probably why.
It's just like it was like some
Because it gets
sort of
revealed like
like
really early on.
it seemed like some sort of like twisted comedy once they're like, okay, we gotta get him fired so we can make some money, and then they just have like a bunch of bad jokes, and it's just like, why am I watching this? Like I'd rather go back and watch fucking Brothers Grimsby 3 times again.
And like the one thing I'll give it other aside from well, the soundtrack wasn't too bad. Did you catch on to that? It's kind
It
of
was
just weird,
alright.
like synthesizer
There-
kind of thing.
There were some parts that were all right.
Yeah, soundtrack wasn't too bad. Will Smith was good at the very end. The rest completely sucked. But and also it wasn't really poorly made. Like if it was poorly made, it would be like the worst thing ever.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the worst thing ever. It was at least funny, not because it wanted to be. but
Because I leaned over like half the movie, like this is the worst thing ever.
Yeah, I remember.
But the thing that made me not think it was the worst movie ever was the fact that it wasn't too long.
That's true. It was only what, an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was like 90 minutes. It was like 100 minutes or something.
Yeah, I was that was my whole thing. Like, if it was 2 hours, I really don't think I could have sat
Yeah,
through the whole thing.
it's like easily one of those movies that could have been so long.
Yeah, but it wasn't, and that was upside. But also, I don't know why they had to go the whole thing. It's almost like they filmed the whole inspiration. Going back to the plot, they filmed the whole inspirational, mystical part because it seemed like there were some lines of dialogue that were indicating there was some sort of like. I mean, obviously, it came true at the very end that they weren't actually there. They weren't actors. They were actual time, death, love, whatever bullshit.
Yeah.
But it's almost like they filmed that part first, and then they're like, "It's not long enough," or they don't like something. I don't know. And then they did this whole bullshit about we gotta get him fired so we gotta. He's grieving still. They're like
Convincing a friggin' grieving man that he's losing his mind.
we gotta take advantage of this grieving. Someone's like, he's still grieving, and they go, it's been 3 years. Like, oh, I didn't realize there was a fucking time frame. Jesus Christ, like,
Yeah, you know
3
what?
years isn't anything. Like, you know.
You know what grieving father done right was Stranger Things and True Detective. That was really fucking good. Do you remember that the cop? in Stranger
Oh
Things.
yeah, yeah. He was great.
Yeah, it had an interesting arc to it. Well, we'll talk about Stranger Things later because I was talking about like our favorite shows this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's probably my favorite in that.
After I'll try to binge Luke Cage and then we can.
Yeah. But anyway, so now with that's all over, what are you looking forward in 2018? 17.
2018, huh?
That's the year where
I
things are going to go down.
hope I'm dead by then. Just kidding. 2017. What's coming out in 2017? Star
Well,
Wars.
fucking Star Wars, that's right.
I actually am looking forward to that. Something new, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to Justice League.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm not, honestly.
Maybe it'll be funny. Who knows? Maybe it won't be. It'll just be really sad. I don't think there's any hope for it though. That's my whole thing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
You sure Justice League's coming out next year? I thought that was 2018.
Yeah, it's same as Wonder Woman.
Huh. That's weird.
So yeah,
I
it's the
don't
first
think-
year they're like releasing 2 movies at once. Well, then Suicide Squad and Batman v
Yeah.
Superman.
I'm pretty indifferent about Wonder Woman.
I think it looks good, but I don't like the main character, the actress that much.
I kind of I wouldn't say excited, but for what, War of the Planet of the Apes, is that the newest one?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't love like the original. I mean, the first 2 in the rebooted series, but I think they are good.
I thought they were a little boring, but
Yeah,
they're all right.
yeah.
Yeah,
And Woody
Not-
Harrelson's gonna be fucking awesome in it.
I wasn't like the biggest fan of the original movies, but
Yeah, I liked him to a certain extent. Like the third
I
one
wouldn't
was
say
really good.
Well, it's not that I don't like them. It's just I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I just love them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what else is coming out.
Let's not forget Triple X.
Xander Cage or whatever.
Yeah, I mean they were making Furious 8, but I don't know about that. Like, it might like
Nah.
I saw the 7th one and it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But- Furious.
Guardians of the
Guardians 2,
Galaxy
yeah.
Volume 2.
Yeah, this is the
That-
first year
that-
where like Marvel's releasing 3 movies at once, and
That's pretty crazy.
Guardians 2 looks funny. Spider-Man I think looks a lot of fun.
But yeah,
And
we,
Thor
we
3.
determined that you're the fat Asian sidekick and I'm Spider-Man.
You know, that was a dumb line it shows though. Like, you guys are losers. Like, yeah, okay, you have to point it out.
Yeah, totally losers for staring at
Yep.
girls.
They're being sexist.
Well, if that makes them losers, then I must be a real bad guy.
Exactly.
But
And of course, Michael Keaton, dude.
heck yeah, that there was a weird tonal shift in that trailer. Whatever.
Kill your family.
Yeah, it could be good.
And,
Kong, we got Kong.
yeah, but don't forget about Thor 3, bro.
Oh no,
We've not seen a single thing about it, but it sounds interesting.
Ragnarok.
It sounds
I
way
actually
better.
didn't- I don't even think I knew that was coming out this year. Jesus.
Yeah, it is towards the end. That's why we haven't seen anything about it.
All right. Well, interesting. Thor 2 is god awful.
Yeah, I thought Thor 1 I enjoyed for what it was. Thor 2 was not very good.
Yeah, I haven't seen Thor
Thor 1.
2. Yeah.
So anyway, Kong.
Kong, cool.
Yeah, I thought.
Logan.
Well, anyway, the Kong
God.
setting I thought was really cool. The 70s setting, whatever. Like, it's like Vietnam.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it's not going to end the same way as the original ones, where he goes to the Empire State Building and then falls off, whatever. It's like they're going to keep him alive for Godzilla.
Yeah. Logan.
Yeah, I think it looks like the best X-Men movie since the second one.
hmm
Actually, it's like heart and memorability to it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Transformers 5. Do you have like a list or anything?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I just looked up new movies 2017.
Okay.
Hells yeah. Let's see. Lego Batman, whatever. The Mummy. I haven't watched the
The
trailer for
Mummy.
that. Yeah, the new Wilhelm scream. 2017.
Do it, Hollywood.
Yeah. Alien Covenant. Don't really know too much about Alien. I saw Prometheus. That's the only movie I've seen from them. I don't even remember why I watched it, but yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty indifferent.
Yeah, I like the Alien series, but personally, I'm not like the biggest fan of the first one, and that's obviously what they're trying to do. Like, I think they should just make Alien 5. Like, I prefer that much more than. Like, I prefer Aliens over Alien and Prometheus.
Yeah.
I think Ridley Scott. I think he's jumped the shark, honestly.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see, new Pirates.
I
Uh,
like that series, but I haven't seen the fourth one. Did you?
I I think I saw it once. I don't. I
I
don't
have, but I
remember
haven't seen it.
much.
Just
They're not. I'm not like an incredibly huge Pirates fan. I'm not a big fan of the concept of pirates in general.
yeah,
But I know they're always like I enjoy them when I watch them, but I wouldn't go out of my way to see it.
yeah.
Power Rangers.
That looks terrible. That
Yeah,
might be this year's Fan Four stick.
I that's what I get from the. I mean, if you look at the poster,
It's obviously
I'm
trying to
getting.
be fucking Chronicle, and I didn't even care about that movie. I haven't seen it, but I don't give a shit
Yeah,
about it.
I oh yeah, I forgot about Chronicle. Saw that a long time ago, and I didn't really like it that much.
Yeah,
Um,
don't care about fan
Wonder Woman.
footage. Oh yeah, we were
Wonder
talking about
Woman.
that. Looks good.
Yeah. Star Wars. John Wick 2. Real excited for that.
John Wick 2.
I, yeah.
Yeah, I think it looks good. I'm not super hyped for it, but the first one was good.
I'm pretty hyped for it. Honestly, I love the first John Wick. I've seen it like 3 times, and it's one of my favorite movies from what 2014.
Yeah, it's 15.
15? Yeah. Or yeah.
Of course, Ian McShane's in it too. He's always great, even in Hell Rod.
Yeah. Yeah. And what did I just watch him in? Oh, Brothers Grimsby.
Oh yeah, he was like.
Yeah, he was the hit. I mean, even though he didn't do too much, but whatever. Beauty and the Beast. You excited for that?
Don't care.
Yeah, neither do I. 50 Shades Darker. I know you care a lot about that.
I honestly kind of wanted to watch the first one just like as like a funny kind of thing, but they look really boring.
Yeah, no, I'm good. The Dark Tower, Stephen King.
Oh yeah, that sounds interesting. I haven't read the book, but like Idris Elba's the protagonist. It's like a western or something. Like Matthew McConaughey's the villain. Like that
Oh
sounds.
yeah, no, I've heard about.
Yeah, it sounds really cool.
Yeah, that could be cool. Stephen King has written some great stuff. So, Baywatch.
That looks a lot of fun.
Yeah, I
And
haven't
Dwayne for life.
seen that. Yeah. I guess there's a new Jumanji.
Yeah, it has Dwayne in it too.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, I don't care for the
One
first
point.
Jumanji, but I
Yeah.
think Dwayne Johnson can make that entertaining.
Um, is that coming out?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
I heard that's like a lot of people think it's gonna be shit.
Yeah, because the problem was like they had the guy from like True Detective season 1 as the director, and then
Oh,
they fired him because they wanted to make it like this cheap, like fucking
yeah,
cliche horror movie, which is what it's probably gonna be.
yeah, I remember hearing about that. Split. There we go.
Oh yeah,
Pretty
it's early
excited for
this year,
that one.
right?
The 20th.
That might be like the first Shyamalan movie in a long ass time that I actually like,
I
because
heard it's like supposed to be pretty good.
yeah, I
Like
heard like I heard that about The Visit, and I completely hated that movie.
about the retarded grandparents.
Yeah, it was just completely annoying. And I usually
Yeah.
love his movies even if they are bad, like Last Airbender and shit. It's freaking hilarious.
Hmm.
It's probably like my most hated movie of all time because I love the original.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Ghost in the Shell. I know you're big. Are you a big Ghost in the Shell guy?
Well, I wouldn't say that because I haven't seen like other than the original movie, but the original movie was very good. So
Okay.
I think the new one looks pretty good. And thank God they casted a white actress, so the
'Cause
SJWs it would piss them off.
yeah, hell yeah, that's what I'm all about. King Arthur. There we go. That
That
should
looks
be a
really fucking
great
funny.
movie.
Well, I
I'm
got
sure.
one that's probably not on the list.
Okay, let's go.
Death Note. You haven't seen Death Note, right?
I started to watch it and I didn't want to watch it.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, I love the series. Like,
so
it goes kind of downhill towards the end. Like, it's kind of
yeah.
anticlimactic, but like, I
Hmm.
think a movie has potential. Like, Willem Dafoe's in it, so that's gonna be good.
Great.
It's
Oh,
gonna be Netflix too, so
Yeah, I forgot about Dunkirk. I don't know how I could forget about that.
yeah, I'm not really into movies like that, but it's probably gonna be good.
Yeah. I like Christopher Nolan. I really
Yeah,
like him a lot. Obviously, after
Tom Hardy, baby.
yeah, hell yeah. Let's see what else. Uh, I
Is that it?
never even heard. Annabelle 2. There we go.
Yeah,
That's what
I don't know why they made that.
that's a little goofy. Not sure what the hell that is. And then Blade Runner, and I got one more. Probably wrap this bad boy up.
But
So thoughts on Blade Runner? I mean, I think you already talked about it a little bit.
yeah, I already talked about. I think the aesthetics are spot on. Like, I just hope it's not like a rehash or anything. That's like the one thing I'm worried about.
Yeah. And finally, new Kingsman.
Kingsman 1 was pretty dang sweet. So
Yeah,
bring
love
Freebird back, and
Kingsman.
then it's all good.
Yeah, I need another video of that kid bouncing around on the ball.
I heard about I heard they might bring Colin Firth back, which would be completely stupid.
Well, there on the poster, it was like
I
the
think they might
story.
be trolling with that.
I hope so, honestly.
Wait, so before we end this,
Hmm.
I think we should talk about the game of the year.
Game
Because
of the year.
I know you haven't played every single game this year, but
Hmm.
what would you say is your game of the year?
My game of the year. Uh, I mean,
Because you just got
Overwatch.
into Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't finished Final Fantasy yet. I'm on chapter 3 right now. I've just been doing a shit ton of side quests and stuff. Uh, I really like Final Fantasy so far.
Yeah.
First one I played, and I really enjoy it so far. Seems pretty fun from what I've done.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it doesn't go downhill from there. Who knows? Uh, but obviously, I've heard it's really good. And a lot of
Hmm.
people said it's good. Uh, Overwatch. Uh, probably it's probably my game of the year.
Hmm.
Next, and then I don't know. I Dark Souls 3 would have been,
Oh yeah, that's right.
but yeah,
You never played Last Guardian, right?
I did not. I went to go buy it. Because I was gonna play that before I played Final Fantasy,
Hmm.
but they were out of stock at Best Buy, and
Oh,
I
that
was just like,
sucks.
I'll just wait because I already have Final Fantasy. So
Yeah, with Last Guardian, it's like I'm sure it's a good game, but it's more like Ico, and I didn't care too much for that. I'm more like Shadow Colossus.
fair enough. Fair enough.
So
Hmm.
for me, well, that's all you have, right?
Hmm.
So it's Overwatch. So.
Oh, I don't know. I'm still not sure. You didn't. I wasn't ready for this. You didn't give me time.
Well, I mean,
I,
do you like have the many other ones?
see off the top of my head. This isn't a good time because it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. Uh, let's talk about this in the next one.
The game of the
T-
year.
TV shows and game of the year coming episode 3. Third time's the charm. We're
Because we
going.
have a lot to say about TV shows, so like Stranger
We're
Things and stuff.
Yeah, we're going big. We'll do it early next time.
All right.
All right. Yeah. So I think this is about time to wrap it up.
Wait, no, we gotta have one last thing though. What would you say? Because we both agree on Cloud or Beauty. What would you say is the best film of 2016?
Best film?
Yeah, because you haven't seen Zootopia.
Shit. Uh, I think my favorite was The Nice Guys. I was just
Ah,
so
nice.
surprised by how good that was. That was one of the first movies that I've seen in theaters in a while. I've genuinely laughed at because it's supposed to be funny,
Hmm.
not because it's accidentally funny. And I think the performances are really good by both uh, the
Russell
goose
Crowe. Yeah.
and the goose and the crow. Yeah, and I didn't hate the child actor in the movie. I thought she was good. So yeah, excellent movie.
And 2017, it's already looking better because a certain person is becoming president.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to cut that out. God damn it.
MAGA bitches.